Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. So it seems that they have announced the January PTR. So let's just get into it. Greetings adventurers, Eternum is an ever-evolving world, and as such we continue our efforts in providing our players with an assortment of ongoing new features, content, and changes. Similar to the activities leading up to our latest major update, we are approaching the release of the next large release and would like to once again invite you all to participate in the next cycle of our public test realm. The public test realm is a limited availability server set that will give players, so this just goes on to explain the PTR and how you can provide feedback and test features. I really recommend that all of you do that, because this is how we get the features into the game working properly and we don't suffer from the game-breaking bugs that we have in the past. The PTR servers will officially open today, January 6th at 2 p.m. Servers are limited. There will be one world available in US East and one world available in Central Europe. This special preview client will be made available for download through the standalone Steam application. New World Public Test Realm, which should already be in your Steam library if you own the main game. So guys, get downloading this right now, cause it's up there today. So let's have a look at what they've added. The Expedition Modifier and Mutators. With this PTR release, we are introducing a new endgame feature, Expedition Mutators. Mutators change the familiar by augmenting normal and named enemies found within expeditions, changing the way encounters play out and what strategies players should consider before battle. And as combat changes, so do the rewards. New bespoke gear and resources can be found, providing additional means to increase your power level. This system is intended to rotate through a unique combination of expeditions and mutations each week, with 10 difficulty levels per expedition mutation. Players will be challenged to climb the ladder with the aim of eventually reaching the max difficulty. However, during this PTR cycle, these rotations will be placed on an accelerated schedule so that everyone will get a chance to play a variety of mutations on several endgame expeditions. So that's kind of cool. They're going to let us try a whole bunch of different ones really quickly. That's pretty sick. Please be advised that recommended Gearscore levels for mutated expeditions is important, as it directly factors into enemy scaling, and by consequence, your chances of success. So we're going to need high Gearscore. Please note, this combat scaling is individual per player and separate from the base difficulty increases in health and damage. We expect higher difficulties to be extremely difficult, and so we will be very interested in group outcomes and scores, especially from those who consider themselves highly competitive or skilled. To accommodate for this month's PTR playtesting, players will be given a starting 600 Gearscore loadout. So that'll make testing it a lot easier. I was wondering about that. Entering a mutated expedition. On the PTR, all players will be issued a generous sum of keys to run expeditions. Upon approaching and interacting with the expedition menu, players will be able to see the type of mutators available, the mutation level, Gearscore recommended to advance, and lastly, if they meet qualifications for entry. Scoring and advancement. This is what I'm interested in. Score is performance-based, taken from a combination of categories. Score is also shared value for group members. The following categories count towards the group's overall score value. The time. The better the time, the better the score. Okay. AI kills. A target value for killing a predetermined amount of enemies within the expedition. Takedowns. A target value for killing named enemies within the expedition. Team wipes. Each team wipe during a boss fight reduces the score by a significant amount. So guys, we're going to have to learn those mechanics and play smart. Respawns. Each respawn reduces the score by a moderate amount. So every time someone dies, it's going to reduce the score for the entire team. So guys, seriously, pay attention to those mechanics and play smart. There are also bonus multipliers for run efficiency, minimum respawning, wipe speed, and taking down all the targets. These are calculated at the end of the expedition run. The score ranks are bronze, silver, and gold. Advancement through each mutator difficulty level requires reaching a pre-designed level of proficiency within the highest achieved level. Higher scores mean advancement to higher difficulties, which in turn lead to bigger rewards. So the smarter you guys play, the more you learn the mechanics, the better the rewards you will get. Expedition Mutator Schedules. During the duration of the PTR cycle, one of the following expeditions will be mutated every 48 hours. So they're starting with Dynasty Shipyard, Garden of Genesis, and Lazarus Instrumentality. Furthermore, we feel that following scheduling mechanics are also worth spotlighting. The difficulty level for each mutated expedition is tracked separately and will persist across mutation cycles. There are a total of 8 different mutation combinations that will be randomly cycled alongside the 48-hour expedition rotation. The Expedition Interact menu will display the current mutation available. So what changes can we expect? With the release of the Expedition Mutators, we've made some balance changes and updates to existing content. We've made expeditions more exciting by updating rewards and drop rates, bringing them in line with the endgame activities. Drop rates for named enemies in expeditions have been significantly increased. Tier 5 gear have been added to Dynasty Shipyard loot tables when playing in mutated expeditions. We've also adjusted certain enemy counts. The Lazarus Instrumentality reduced the number of enemies when sealing the ancient Azoth portals in the Estium. So the PTR backstory loadouts. Upon character creation on the PTR, players will be given multiple caches of special armor and weapons. Each cache has a designation based upon a general build, based on a main attribute: Con, Dex, Int, Focus, and Strength. In addition, we'll also be issuing a large sum of orbs to facilitate the Expedition Mutator runs with our accelerated scheduling. In the event all orbs are exhausted, reroll a new character will provide you with an additional set of orbs. To help manage the sudden onset of new items, we advise that you please do not open all provided caches at once or risk becoming overencumbered. Instead, equip all provided bags and then follow up with opening each cache deliberately. Any undesired caches can be dropped or deposited into your personal settlement storage. Lastly, during the final week of testing, a new loadout will be provided with a maxed out Gearscore of 625. So guys, that confirms it. We are going up to Gearscore 625, allowing for a renewed take on level 10 difficulty mutations. To take advantage of this offer, a new character will need to be created. So new features that we can find on the PTR. Umbral Shard Equipment Upgrade System. With the release, we've added Umbral Shards to the game. Umbral Shards are a mysterious, powerful resource that enable you to take an item with a Gearscore of 600 all the way up to Gearscore 625. Raising your equipment's Gearscore in this way is critical if you want to dive into higher difficulty mutated expeditions or gain a competitive edge in PvP. We have also increased the expertise cap to 625. There is an earnable soft cap of 600, which you can reach in the same ways as before, such as gypsum casts and defeating powerful enemies. Within this update, crafting Gearscore 600 items will also raise your expertise if you are not already at 600 for that item. Going from 600 to 625 requires Umbral Shards, which can be acquired 3 ways: completing mutated expeditions, crafting a Gearscore 600 item when your expertise with that item is also at 600, opening a gypsum cask when your expertise for that item is also 600. So guys, it brings a reason to be doing the gypsum cask even though you're capped. That's kind of good. Umbral Shards can only be applied to an equipment piece if both of these 2 conditions are met. The equipment piece is 600 Gearscore, and your expertise for that piece of equipment is also 600 Gearscore. Outpost rush balance changes. We think the summoning of brutes proved to be too frequent and too easily handled by solo players alone. We want this to be more of a group effort, so we've increased the cost by 50%. Brute Summoning Stone's cost has been increased from 500 to 750 Azoth Essence. Combat updates. The following combat-related changes have also been made within the update. The bow, they fixed an issue that allowed players to instantly jump cancel bow shot for recovery. Void Gauntlet. The Blessed Item perk is now available on the Void Gauntlet. Ammo refund. Effects from abilities, perks, and attributes bonus that refund ammo now has a 2-second cooldown, so no more replenishing our ammo. Fast travel costs. We've heard your frustrations with the cost of fast travel, and this release includes an update that dramatically reduces the distance factor in the amount of Azoth required for each trip. Accordingly, the faction control point bonuses associated with fast travel now reduces the distance factor to 0. And then it gets into accessing the PTR, which we don't really need to cover because I'm sure all of you already know this. So guys, I'm really excited about this PTR. I'm going to be on there testing the mutators, so look forward to those videos. It's kind of nice to see some of the fixes that they've implemented. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see a nerf to the aptitude crates. Let's keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't come later. So what do you guys think? Are you guys going to be on the PTR testing this new stuff out? One thing I did notice, however, is there was no mention of the blunderbuss. So it doesn't look like we're going to be getting that in January because we're not testing it in this round of the PTR. But Maybe we will. We'll have to see. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to let everyone know that today is the day you can get on the PTR and start testing out the Mutators, and it's exciting to hear that our gear score is going up to 625. What do you guys think? Are you guys excited to be upgrading gear to have more new endgame content, or do you think it's just more of the same thing? Let me know in the comments. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.